My big goal right now is actually to help empower women through financial literacy. So, meaning in terms of their financial planning.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Miss New Podcast. And of course, as usual, I always bring amazing guests, a real life story. And today is Phoebe. I was so amazed by her story. I was so amazed about how much passion she have toward women, same as me. And one more of the topic that very interesting that always inspire me for the last many years when I transformed to be a broke mom to be a success entrepreneur is all about finance. And let's welcome today Phoebe. Hi Phoebe, thanks to be the guest of my show, and I'm so appreciate that you take your expensive time to be here with me. So let's share a little bit who are you, and
Okay.
share to our audience what you're doing as well.
Okay. So, hi everyone. My name is Phoebe. Phoebe Yo. Actually, I was a music professor turned financial consultant. So I lived in the US for actually 12 years. 12 years, and then I came back 5 years ago. So yeah. So I'm actually. My big goal right now is actually to help empower women through financial literacy. So, meaning in terms of their financial planning, and that is what I do.
Yeah. A little bit about like how I get through Phoebe, because I always love when women share about finance, because I think people always tend to think only men can do the job. We don't talk about like muscular or feminine right now. We talk about security, and I like how Phoebe bring the finance topic in terms of less women build awareness so they can secure themselves in terms of children or their own personal life. So let's start a little bit like more detail. What are you doing and why
Okay.
are you start this journey?
Yeah. Okay. So what you just said was about we always think that the man should do the finance role. Let me talk a little bit about that. The thing
Yes.
is that I think as countries develop, and also like some of our more women are much more educated right now. Okay.
Yes.
So the thing is, I think because we are all in Asian country, right? So we always think that
Yeah.
okay, my husband should just take care of everything, and that he's better in the finance, this and that. But when that happens, there is two questions that came up to my mind. I don't know if you ever thought about that. Is okay, if I give everything totally to my husband, what if one day he passed on?
Mm.
So if he passed on, I do not know anything because everything he was done by him,
Yep.
unless we have planned together. That's number
Yes.
one, or I have actually learned what was going on. So I think that was a very crucial thing because what happened is that I have a situation where my one of my client, her spouse passed on, and the spouse did everything from writing checks to payments to everything that is got to do with money. Okay, but once he passed on, his wife know nothing went downhill because there's a huge void whereby who's going to take care of the money? How am I going to use the money? Now, what should I pay? What do I have to pay? So all these things, right, was such a big load that she actually went down a spiral depression. And
Yeah.
that's why I came in, where you take small little steps to actually get back up again. And then now she's so much better. Now she knows how to deal with her own finance. Okay, so that's number one, if the husband passed on. Now number two is, what if the husband walks out? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'm faced that before.
you know so
Yes, I
because
know that's pain.
that is very painful because as women, sometimes when we are with our family, with our husband, what happens is that we actually contribute to the family, and then when that happens, because he has done all the finance, we as women are on the losing end. Now,
Yes.
this is a controversial question. Some people will agree and will not, so let me hear from you guys. Is that I would say that we as women, we give up our right by giving it to the husband only.
Yep.
If you see it properly, is that we have the choice if you want to learn it or not. But we tell ourselves, oh, the husband does it. I just trust him. Um, you know what? I'm not good at finance because it's too boring for me.
Yeah.
But finance is not boring. It actually can be really, really fun. I make it really easy and simple for my clients or even for women to really understand, from budgeting to emergency funds to what can help you to grow your money or what is able to protect you even from your sickness.
Yes.
So it's it's something that, are we going to gain back our power, that we are going to take charge of the money that we earn, that's number one. Or are we just going to say, okay, I'm just not confident about it, and we'll just put it aside? Because
Yeah.
that, if we do that in the long run, we will be on the losing end. And the third reason why is because as women, it is, I mean, you know this is actually on in so many articles. I'm
It
so
is.
relaxed now. I'm so like so passionate about this because we women we have a long lifespan.
Yes.
We're going to live for 85. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes I think we're going to live till 90.
I
Okay.
know. It's
No?
a tough thing, like, I like that the sentence you used just now, that about gain the power back, because when I will share with you, I'm experienced that when the husband walked away. So back then I did contribute in terms of finance together as the husband and wife together. But I think this is a thing that you bring up, I'm agree. I'm not say on all of Asian, but in general Asian women, we tend to give the right to the husband more, right? Because we've been trained from young of the culturally that I have to respect my spouse, I have to take care of my spouse, and I have to trust him fully and allow him to do whatever he want with the our money together. But let's book it this way. Right now is that life is so busy. I'm working as well, and when I trust everything to put down on the table with one person. Don't talk about love right here, because I think love is more easy to talk compared with money in terms of couple. Am I right to say that? Because as the
Yeah.
moment I decided to go and learn about finance, even back then, that's when I'm still in relationship with my ex. He still don't support me in that. He like, why do you need to know so much about this? Why do you need to like? Now I learned that actually only weak men try to express and bring me down by telling me I should not learn about that. And I saw this suffer a lot, not only from me and a lot of my girlfriend who are Asian wife. Exactly what you just bring up. They say, "Oh, finance is too difficult. It's too hard. It's too, like headache and so on." But then for me, when I figured out the way to learn, like you say, I make a game toward that. I play a lot of cash flow game back then for me to understand how money work, how do I need to pay and so on. And also because of crisis in divorce, teach me the heavy lesson that woman, you guys may don't listen to us in terms of, oh, nobody want to enter married and then divorce. You get what I mean? Nobody want to enter married and then wish for the husband pass away. But it
Exactly.
is happen, and until we are accept the reality, and we know that your husband will not going to stay with you forever, right? So what do we would do when something may happen, right? Asian, we don't even want to bring up that much because we think that's a bad luck. But for me, luck come from knowledge. We have knowledge, the luck
Point.
is still manageable. So
Yeah.
what is
Because
the most challenge you have to deal in this journey to be, support women and educate them? Because like you say, when we bring up this, I'm sure we have a lot of conflict outside when talk about women and men in terms of this. So how do you manage to deal with that?
okay, so for me, I always tell people I'm not a feminist, meaning like I'm not like, oh, a woman should be everything. For me is that I always believe that men and women has a role to play, okay, in this
Mm,
universe. Okay.
yes.
However, the thing is that there's a reason why God also gave women a brain.
Yeah. I like
You know,
that. That's a deep one. That's a
that
good
is
one.
true. Okay, and the thing is that as women, right, is that we have more power than what we think we have. It's the
Yes.
matter if we are okay about coming out of our comfortability.
I
We are
agree.
yeah, we are comfortable in doing okay the things that we have learned how to do. But finance, it seems like, oh, it's the man's world. Yeah, okay, fine. I agree in terms of sometimes the investment and all that because the way they wire it, and then yeah, much more emotional, and that we were like, oh, oh, the the investment, the stocks went down, so we have to take the money out, which is not true. Yeah,
Not
okay.
true.
You want to learn about investment? Next time we can talk about that.
Yep.
But what happened is that as women, we also need to know how we can actually survive well.
Yep.
We can actually retire well, because
Mm.
you see, like I don't know if you have heard, like, husband and wife, right? And they say they want to do retirement. They, oh, my retirement has already been done.
Mm.
True. Is what your husband's retirement dream the same, similar as yours? Or
Exactly.
do you just follow? Because once anything happens to one of the spouse, if you realize, if they are really in love, which is great, I'm telling you, in this world,
Yes, it's so rare, but it's
so
great,
rare,
you know.
but it's good. I'm telling you, when one passed on, one of them may have identity crisis.
I agree.
So that's another topic, because
I witness a
yeah,
lot.
you does that, right? It's because they don't know what to do without the husband anymore, or even the wife. And
Mm.
so that's where finance also play a part. Where if once you have that power, because you need money for your expenses, you need money to go on in this world. It's not the first thing in the world that you always need. Okay, I understand,
Yep.
but money has a power to actually move on with life. So,
Yes.
when you ask me what was my biggest struggle in terms of talking to women about this, I would say um, that some of them may think I'm a little bit too liberal, in a way that I, as a woman, I have to take charge of everything, even though I have a husband. Now,
Mm.
please do know that I do not believe in that. The part of it is that the woman is able to take charge of her own money. Between
Yes.
her and husband, if the husband wants the wife to take care of the money and the family household finance, that's between them. And I really truly respect that. Okay? But the only thing that I do say for women, especially the younger women, is that as time advances and with technology and all that, we also need to protect ourselves, and also we need to know how to deal with our money. If Because again, when I said, when the long lifespan, right? There is a
Mm.
long We live longer than guys. So when a
Yes.
guy die, then you can't say, oh, I don't know what's happening. When you have so long time horizon to learn about it, but you choose not to,
Yep.
whose fault is that? So
Yep.
I think for me is I kind of like challenge the way on how some of the Asian women thinks. And so would I say, is it the biggest failure? No, it's not the biggest failure. It's one of the challenges that I face, but I think it's a good challenge because it is also a wake up call
Mm.
for especially Asian women. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Mm. Thanks for sharing, because I have similar situation like you sometimes when my girlfriend is come and ask me, wow, I wish to be like you, like financially independent single mom, but you so blossom and so on, and I like, you can be like me as well, but I'm not say I recommend you should divorce to be like me. I'm
It's
talking
like,
about you can still be in the relationship and then mature enough to sit down and talk about finance. Because if one thing my friend come to me and say, oh, you divorced, you have no right to teach me about happy marriage, I will say no. I'm the best person you should ask. Why? So you don't make the same mistake as me. And first is about educate yourself, educate your daughter, educate even your son, to be okay if you are not strong in finance, and if a woman is better, as long as you work as a team. The end of the day, marriage is a teamwork that
it's like
two-person have to
yeah,
contribute together, and
yeah.
so on. So I'm the same. Like I really deal with girlfriend who like that, and build awareness to them is so hard because they, when people not go through pain, no matter how much we explain, they don't understand the pain, right? And that's
True.
a most tough thing, when only when they go to crisis, and that's when we have to step up as a friend to help. And I'm sure for your case is as a client that you have to step up to help. So what have you
True.
learned over years when you deal with this situation, when you meet a crisis of your client come to you, and in your head you're like, I told you, but you cannot say that, right? How do
Oh
you
yeah,
deal with
no.
that, and what have you learned from that?
I think for me, okay, let's go back to just now what you were saying. I think you were saying that you know, uh, some of the women, like as you said, oh no, I forgot about one part of it, but
Ah,
is that
no pain. That's why they couldn't feel what we're sharing. Like they
yes,
have no
but
experience that before, right?
true, 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 true. But I also have this problem. I mean, some of the women who are married, okay. I mean, this is the part. Would you always like to say, "Oh, honey, can I get $500 from you?"
Yeah,
And I always have to ask because, oh, and then I feel bad. I
yeah.
have comments like that. It's like, I feel bad every time I have to.
I have a lot as well. Yeah.
Exactly. You
But if
see?
the husband okay, then it's fine. But then it's not all husband is okay with that. And this is the thing I feel like, so why it's so difficult for us to talk about money together? Like that's the thing. Like up to now, I'm still couldn't figure it out because I feel like money is the thing that we hold in the hand every day. It's like food, the basic stuff, but we're so uncomfortable.